Dun, da, da, da.
There he is, folks. Superman in the Power Attack, or should I say Batman line for 2013. And this is probably the reason most folks will buy this set, and I'm pretty crazy over this figure. As you can tell, he does not look like traditional Superman. We don't have any red on the boots down here. It's just straight blue, which I like. It's kind of cool. However, the boots are still sculpted. And up here we have a belt that is very similar to the new 52 belt that we've been seeing. And then up here we have this whole harness that keeps the shield in place. And this is a separate piece that has been glued on, as fixed to the chest here. And the thing about it is it looks a lot like the Injustice video game Superman costume. I think that's what they were sort of trying to go for here. And on the back, it goes over the vinyl cape.
Now, Superman's head sculpt is, of course, brand new. We can assume that they may reuse it if they decide to do a single-carded Superman later. But just look at that mug. We've never gotten a Superman figure quite like this. Very heavily stylized. Got essentially a flat top. It's got the spit curl, of course. Got some pretty heavy sideburns, actually. A very heavily defined face. Gigantic jaw. Very straight nose. Very Dick Tracy looking Superman, actually. It just, if you're a fan of this line, you'll know that it just fits in very naturally. You know, we had an idea of what we wanted out of Superman, and even though it wasn't like an exact vision that we had. We saw this and we thought, yeah, that's definitely it. This is Power Attack Superman.
And you know, the thing about it is I would have given anything for a head sculpt this good for the Brave and the Bold Superman.
Yeah.
And it was very doughy.
Yeah, very shabby, actually.
Whoever sculpted that is not the same person that sculpted this.
Now, the rest of the body is actually brand new. I would have assumed, just taking a quick look at it, that it was one of the Batman bodies repainted.
As a matter of fact, Brendan, we can show people Superman is actually a...
good deal taller.
And it's because the legs are so much longer.
As Jared mentioned before, the boots are sculpted on, even though they're not painted. And so the legs are completely new. Arms are new and quite a bit larger. Superman's a good deal more bulked up than Batman.
You can see Superman's got a little more bulk going on.
And even the chest is unique. Now, the thing about this figure is that the basic buck is completely neutral. You know, the belt with the S-shield and then the harness on the chest are removable pieces that have been glued on. So I assume that this is a body we'll be seeing again in the line, maybe as another guest superhero. It could be used for Batman, you know, especially with another pair of legs. But
Nightwing, possibly, you know, any character like that.
I think that would be a good call. But, you know, just especially to get this in a budgetary multi-pack, for it to be brand new is a really big plus, and you know, kudos to Mattel for not cheaping out on it.
You know, the thing about the cape on this one is, thankfully, even though it's made of that same sort of vinyl material we were talking about, it's packed in such a way to where it's completely undisturbed. Unlike Batman's that was kind of crinkled up here, it's actually in really good shape. As you can see, there's not really many dents or anything like that in it. It's actually stayed pretty flat. Once again, like I'd said with Batman, there's that kind of unpleasant feeling of trying to hold it, and the cape just sort of, you know, it's like a sheet of paper almost with a little bit more weight to it. And like I'd said earlier, I really believe that if you were to fold this thing, that it would crease and you would not be able to get it out, even with a blow dryer.
Superman's got relatively few paint apps. About as many as Batman, but certainly much less than Killer Croc. Most of the body is the flat blue plastic. And as you can see, the blue segment on the belt is painted. It's red plastic with a little blue, but they've matched up the tone with the bug body very well, so you can't really tell. At first I thought that it was actually blue plastic with red paint on it. And the hands are painted, and of course the face and the hair are both painted. And then the S-shield on the chest is a decal applied, so it's not freehand paint, of course, but it's very nice. Nice S-shield, very traditional S-shield. Of course, we didn't really know what we'd be getting. It could have very well been the new design from the Man of Steel film, but it's just the thing I like about Superman is that it is the Injustice Superman to a great degree, but there are little bits of different versions in there too.
All right, let's have a look at Superman's accessory that he comes with. Superman comes with a really interesting accessory that I don't think I could have come up with if I'd tried, probably not for the right reasons. But here we have this chain that has this little adjoining point that a figure can hold with this peg. The chain is made of sort of bendy.
Very rubbery.
Yeah, very rubbery plastic. And here it's affixed to this little mechanism that's kind of like a pair of handcuffs that's shaped as the S-shield, very obviously, even though there's no S detail painted in it. And it takes quite a bit of force, but you just unsnap it here, and you can put this around whoever's hand. This thing is supposed to go over Killer Croc, but it's really iffy if it actually fits.
The box shows it going around one of his arms, which is about all you can do.
And it really makes me believe that this accessory was made maybe for a single release or something, or just a neutral character, because you can definitely tell it's not shaped for Killer Croc necessarily.
His arms are much too wide apart.
You can put it over the arm and it holds them really, really well. But as for getting both, and this thing is clearly sculpted to have two arms go through, as you can see, there's little circles at each end.
Now, if you keep it separated, you can take the two halves and they will go around his wrists independently. And they'll stamp on there. So that's pretty nice. There's something tonally off about it, though. It's a very barbaric kind of accessory for Superman. Like he's locked somebody up in a turn-of-the-century prison.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Superman's cellophane S from the end of the original cut of Superman 2.
Yes, he can throw it off.
Where he throws the cellophane S.
What?
Yeah. Although this is so much more lethal, and that was completely 100% harmless. As you can see, I think Two-Face is by far the best match.
I think it's the ideal, because he's got the big wrists.
As you can see, I mean, it's perfectly spaced out for a villain figure, which really leads me to believe that they had no idea Killer Croc would be the figure this thing would end up with. They just knew they needed to sculpt it, you know, for generic villain figures to fit into. So, with that in mind, Superman can do Batman's job for him and haul his buttocks to Arkham Asylum.
Or perhaps the death. I don't know. Maybe that's what Superman's been doing now.
He threw me off a cliff! And what a team-up it was. One would almost say it was a battle in a box.
I would go so far as to say that. Mm-hmm. That is something that could be said.
Batman and Superman, best of friends, apparently.
Killer Croc did not fare very well. No. I mean, look, I want to point out something here. I don't think Batman would need help trying to take down Killer Croc. Definitely not help from Superman. One or the other of them could do, especially if Superman were on his own, there'd be no challenge. So I don't quite understand the logic behind.
And if you read the back of the box, it implies that Superman, for some reason, is fighting Killer Croc on his own.
We have a full-on box over here.
Yeah, we've got the box right here. And as you can see, kids, just pause it and read it for yourself for a minute there. This hilarious story.
It insinuates that Killer Croc is a...
I don't think so. He's like a monumental villain or something like that. And I mean, who knows? With robot parts, maybe he is a challenge.
Maybe he's as strong as Metallo now.
I don't know. I don't know. It's possible. Either way, for dubious reasons, these two had to team up. Maybe just to hang out, I'm suspecting, and they wanted a reason.
Just to have fun.
And that's basically what this set is. If it can be summed up, if you want a good reason to have fun and to hang out, this is it. Buy this set, and I guarantee you'll have some fun with your other adult collector buddies. Or, you know, perhaps for children, as intended, even. Who's to say?
I don't know. We enjoyed it so much, I'd wager to say that children would like it too, you know?
Look,
I'm just guessing.
Even with garbage bag capes, that's a pretty fun set. I'd definitely give it, I'd say 4 out of 5.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Definitely 4 out of 5.
Especially considering the value. You know, like I said, just 2 basic figures is going to run you $10 a piece. That's the cost of the set.
Right.
So Batman and Superman. Croc is in the scale, and his action feature is the style of the deluxe figures, which are about $14 a piece. So that's like a free $14 value. I mean, buying the set.
It's really pretty good.
And to get 3, unique figures. The Batman is not available anywhere else. Superman as a character is not even available in the rest of the line, and Croc is a brand new version, ground up version, which is superior to the previous release, I think.
There's a lot to love here, so go out there and get it, guys. I mean, it should be popping up in retailers everywhere here pretty soon. Meyer, which oddly enough is where all of the packs are found first. Usually, all the Brave and the Bold hero packs, the Battle in a Box, that's what they call it. They're always found at Meyer, so I guess get out there. They also have the 3 3/4 vehicle set.
You can't go wrong with this set. Highly recommended.
So, until next time, just keep watching the videos, keep the comments pouring in, keep the subscriptions pouring in, and we promise we'll have more than we have in the last little bit.
Yes, we greatly appreciate it. Until next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hands of the action figure.
Hello. Eggs. We should put that in the bloopers, like definitely getting the call.
We're going to get chips.
It's Tommy Lee Jones.
He threw me off clear. Where is the Batman?
Where is the Batman?